Today we're going to be looking at the basic equation of a straight line. The equation that we're going to be using is y equals mx plus c. Now this is the general equation of a straight line. You're expected to know this equation, it won't be given to you in the exam. And we're going to today just have a little bit of a look at what all these letters mean. This is the way that we describe a line. The m is the gradient of the line, or how steep it is. And we've already worked on how to calculate the gradient of a line. The c is the y-intercept. That's where the line crosses the y-axis. And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at pictures of straight lines, and from those graphs we are going to be able to come up with the equation for that line. So take a note of this equation and make sure that you remember it. Okay, we've got an example here. We've got a straight line. We can see the x-axis. I've only numbered up to 5, 0 to 5, and on the y-axis the purple line is this one here. So the two bits of information that we need are, we need the y-intercept, so that's where it crosses the y-axis. Now I can just look and it crosses there at 2, so no calculation required for that. I can just say I know that c equals 2, because remember c was the y-intercept. Now the other thing that I need is the gradient. It doesn't tell me anywhere here what the gradient is, so I'm going to have to work it out. And I'm going to do that by picking 2 points on the line and using the gradient formula. Now I'm going to pick, you can pick any points on the line. I'm picking this one that's right on the axis, and it's 0 across and 2 up. And then I'm also going to pick this one here, which is 5 along and 4 up. And there are the 2 points that I'm going to use to calculate my gradient. Now remember before, our formula for gradient, m is y2 minus my y1 over x2 minus x1. I'm just going to label these points. So I'm going to make this x1 and y1, and I'm going to make this one x2 and y2, and I'm going to substitute those numbers into here. So m equals, instead of y2 I've got 4, take away instead of y1 I've got 2, over x2, which is 5, minus x1, which is 0. So that gives me a gradient of 2 over 5. So now I've got my y-intercept, I've got my gradient, and I'm just going to pop those into the formula. The formula is y equals mx plus c. In this case, y equals 2/5 of x plus 2. And that's us found the equation of this line. And what that means is that every y coordinate is equal to 2/5 of the x coordinate plus 2. I'm going to get you to try a couple of these yourself. So make sure you've got a note of this example, that you understand where all the numbers have come from, and I'll give you a wee recap. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to look at the diagram and find the value of c. Remember, this is where the line crosses the y-axis. So you just want to find the y coordinate there. Then you pick any 2 points on the line. Try to avoid negative numbers. You can use negative numbers, but it just means when you're calculating the gradient, there are more opportunities for error. So if you can stick to positive numbers, that's the easiest thing to do. You're going to be always having a 0 available. So that first point that I picked was 0 along and 2 up. because that was my y-intercept. If you use that one, you're always going to have a 0, which is makes your calculation easier again. 3, calculate the gradient using those 2 points. That's the gradient formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You need to know that formula. Substitute the m and c into the equation y equals mx plus c, which is your standard straight line equation, and you need to know that formula too. Okay.